let's have a look at Quarkus 2016. Just came out a couple of days ago. Let's just look into the release notes. We see something.
Yeah, okay, then we switch to your screen.
Yeah, so I'm on the Quarkus page. There's always in their blog. If you don't know this blog, read it. It's good. They really have a lot of interesting stuff, like really technical stuff. For example, here they explain why they switched the garbage collector they used for the native images. They doing some benchmarking. They detected some problems with the garbage collector they used in the past. That one was better than the default one. Now they switch back to the default because now the default is better. So really technical stuff. Also update news, interesting newsletter and stuff. So sometimes really technical stuff about, for example, small array messaging. So always worth a read. Here we look at the release.
So the release was 2 days ago by this recording. So
yeah,
today is the 27th.
Yeah, I don't know if it all was so sometimes the 2.7.7. What the? Okay. They also released, it seems, one of their long-term support versions.
Okay.
So if you don't know, by now there's where is it? You can get long-term support versions.
And this one is the long-term.
The 7 is a long-term, but I thought the 13, 13 they also released.
Okay.
So yeah, you can get pro support from Red Hat if you have Quarkus in your company.
How many long-term versions do they have?
I only knew about the 13, but it seems like the 7 is also still supported. They put a lot of stuff into there. I mean, if you have business customers where things are moving a bit slower and you really have you buy the pro support, then you can also expect to get like fixes like that.
Of course.
And here we see, the 16 was 2 days ago.
Yeah, but it is a little bit strange when you just see the releases and you say, we talk about 2.16 and open the page and you see 2.7.
Yeah. I can move this a bit to the side. So, or to the middle. So we have 2.16. One thing that they really work on during the last releases is their new Redis extension. So a couple releases back, they created a new extension that has a new model of how you communicate with Redis. And now with every version, they add more and more features to it. So it seems now this time they added time series data and preloading data. So if you want to do with Redis, have a look at the new extension. As I read, it's much faster than the old one. Then we also now have a support for custom exception handling for gRPC. So that's quite interesting because before that was a bit of a pain. As you remember maybe from our REST stuff that we did, we have like this server exception mapper and you can just map every business exception to some output. I expect this to be something similar now. Unfortunately, the details are not so detailed. So maybe we'll find something in the documentation about it. Cache extension, security issues. Yeah, that's always good. It's not security issues, it's Quarkus security related. So if you look at these details here, when you use, for example, OIDC to do token authentication, and you want to write tests, then sometimes you don't want to have a full-blown keycloak and so on, or you want to test what happens with this role. And for this, you can use the OIDC security and test security annotations in your tests. And with these, you can basically fake a role or a user and test that your code behaves correctly.
Then you can simulate all the stuff you need.
Yeah, exactly. So this really helps for testing security stuff. And so they worked on that. And if you don't know, there's also build profiles in Quarkus. So you can define different build profiles, and with these annotations, the build profile or unless build profile annotations, you can define conditions that define if a class is included into the code or not, depending on the build profile you build. I guess you know this from clients. You want to maybe build different versions of a client, and the same can happen for your backend. Same you can do with that. So I think that's the main part. Let's have a look at the gRPC stuff. Wonder if we find something. If they updated the... come on. I cannot even find exception. Error. Did you forget this? gRPCs and no. So if you ever wonder here in the release notes, the final only has the changes that happened up or after the release candidate was published. So to get all the changes, you also need to read through here.
Okay.
And here we see custom exception handling. Let's have a look at the PR. So that's what I usually do if I have a new feature and want to see if something was added for me. So is there some ADoc file in here? Test stubs integration. Yeah, usually the documentation is the first thing to come. So I think nothing was added. Unfortunate.
Yeah. That's how documentation works.
Yeah.
If it's not automatically generated, it's out there.
I have to say the Quarkus documentation is really good.
Okay.
Usually, so yeah, they will add this. It's just a question of when. Let's have a look if we see in the test how it should work. Exception handler provider. Okay. Is this a new class? Exception interceptor. Of the exception handler. Yeah, this is a new interface. And then it seems you can provide something like this.
The question is something from your stuff in that release? Because I know you contribute to Quarkus stuff.
No, this time I didn't have anything to contribute. I had so much other stuff on my plate that I didn't get to bother the Quarkus guys with my code. Yeah, but that's really what I do. If I find a bug, I report the bug, and I always make a reproducer. That helps a lot. Just create a new Quarkus project, make a very small example, put it in your ticket, and it will increase the responsiveness dramatically. As you can imagine, as a developer, you know, if you get a reproducer, you just clone this, or you unpack the zip, you run it, and you directly see the bug. This makes it so much easier to debug things, and then you are more willing to fix stuff immediately. And sometimes, or I make small pull requests to fix stuff, but this time nothing. But the good thing is I made some changes during the whole 2. Or since 2.1. So I will get a Quarkus 3.0 t-shirt.
Oh, that's the important stuff.
Yeah, that's important stuff. That's why we do it. Yeah, Red Hat understands. That's how you get your contributions. Yeah, so it looks like you can do this. You get the exception, you have the server call, so you can respond to that. Yeah. if you work with gRPC, then you can have a look into that. And okay.
That's the new stuff.
Yes, Moritz. Only shine when it's seen by others. That's why we are here.
Okay, that's then the new features with Quarkus 2.16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.